screens or you will share them?
Recording
Okay.
is on.
If you're able to do that, you can do it. You can keep. So,
There we go.
okay.
We see you. And if you want to share your screen, hover over again and click on the third button down there. Yeah, exactly. That's it. And yeah.
So you see me? Okay, great.
Yep.
Okay, excellent. So,
Very good.
okay. So, since we're recording, let's get started. Welcome everyone, and good afternoon, and welcome to the fourth Impact Investor e-pitching event of the 4IP Group and Impactpreneur Africa Limited Geneva Lusaka series under the theme Improving Access to Capital for SMEs in Africa. So the 4IP Group and IPA e-pitching platform is based on the fact that 4IP Group is based in Geneva, considered the world's premier impact investing hub, and Impactpreneur Africa Limited is based in Lusaka, Zambia, on the African continent. So the idea behind this and forthcoming quarterly e-pitching session is to bring the two communities, that is the global north and the global south, together by sharing vetted impact investing opportunities in Africa, which we have sourced through our close collaboration with African market enablers in Ghana, Nigeria, Tanzania, Zambia, and Congo DRC. In today's case, we have joined forces with the Kinshasa Innovation Center, supported by the Swiss DRC Chamber of Commerce, TrueMaisha from Dar es Salaam in Tanzania, as well as the Founders Institute in Ghana, in Accra, Ghana, and BongoHive and Impact Hub Lusaka in Lusaka, Zambia. Unfortunately, we had to turn down two of our strategic partners in Nigeria, Welcome to Africa and Tech for Her Africa, to keep the length of the program manageable. 4IP Group, as an intermediary service provider, is an integral part of the impact investing ecosystem in Switzerland, where I am personally a member of the board of the Swiss Impact Investing Association, while also being closely involved in the global steering group for impact investing. The main aim of this of the quarterly e-pitching series is to increase the flow of impact capital to African impact enterprises, some of which have transitioned to this status through the adoption of 4IP Group's ESG toolkit, which I briefly presented during our session last Tuesday. By attending today's event, the impact investors present will get an opportunity to listen to a pipeline of investment-ready impact enterprises located in both Western, Eastern, and Southern Africa. 4IP Group is hosting a series of virtual e-pitching live sessions, each time jointly with the market enablers, that is the accelerators, who have been featured in our webinar series and who are devoted to the role of the market enabler within the impact investing ecosystem. So each market enabler has selected one of the graduating entrepreneurs from the accelerator program. The featured companies today will pitch directly to impact investors in our network who have an interest and experience in investment opportunities in Africa. So in preparation of our future e-pitching events, we are in parallel organizing both our Impact Investor Circle series with the relevant impact investor ecosystem stakeholders, as well as providing our ESG toolkits for both traditional enterprises wishing to transition to become impact enterprises, as well as African-based venture capital funds and pension funds wishing to embrace both the tech and impact revolution. And finally, as was in the case last Tuesday, as well as the case today, and in future Impact Investor Circle events, we are using the Entnest platform, which we hope will become the home of Africa's impact enterprises. And Johan Franzén, the CEO of Entnest, is with us today, and he will briefly present the Entnest platform after my introduction. So feel free to reach out to him in the chat box if you wish to become members of Entnest. Let me quickly present the house rule. Please turn off your microphone whenever you're not speaking throughout the entire event in order not to disturb speakers and listeners. And during the Q&A, remember to introduce yourself by name and affiliation and keep the questions short. And please do feel free to use the chat box to raise questions. So today's agenda is structured as follows. After this short introduction, before we jump straight into the pitching of the 10 innovative companies, Johan Franzén will say a few words about the Entnest platform and its utilities. And as you can see from the slide, the market enablers behind the company is highlighted in bold. Each founder has a maximum of 5 minutes to present, whereby he or she will provide a description of the solution, the management team, the traction, and most importantly, of course, how much capital the company is raising in either private equity or private debt or both. And then there will be 3 to 4 minutes to raise 1 to 3 burning questions from the investors present before we move on to the next pitch. If the founder speaks longer than 5 minutes, there will be less time for questions. So please keep that in mind, founders, when you speak. And at the end of the 10 pitches, there will then be another opportunities for the investors present to ask a few questions targeted to one of the presenting companies. And at the very end, if we're still within the tight time plan, there will also be a brief opportunity for a short exchange with other non-investor attendees. The event ends with a few concluding remarks regarding the next step for participants and investors, as well as the next Impact Investor Circle events. So with these words, I hand over to my colleague, Mr. Johan Franzén. Johan, over to you.
Excellent. So very good. Thank you for that introduction, Christian. I'm very happy to be here. I'm the founder and CEO of Entnest, and I just want to take a few seconds to share a little bit of what Entnest is. And I think you will see it on this simple slide here. So Entnest basically is an alternative to many of the big tech giants out there. We combine elements from LinkedIn, from Zoom, from Slack, Meetup, Eventbrite, Upwork, Zoom. A lot of the different things that we currently are overwhelmed by using. So all in one toolbox is a critical element to us. Another critical element to us is the invitation only. You can join this call like what you're doing right now without being a member in Entnest, depending on how it's been set up. But the best would be if you are inside of Entnest, then you would be able to continuously utilize and bring further collaboration, complementation, and synergies with other interesting people and organizations. And the intent here is really to create a network of networks for the entrepreneurship ecosystem. So our infrastructure is ready, and we're starting outreach to grow with partners. And I see definitely Christian and the 4IP group, together with the great connections that they have, that we can really do a lot further with creating benefits for the entrepreneurship ecosystem, in particular in Africa. So that's all that I want to say at this point in time. I have also copied, so you see my screen from inside of Entnest right now. What I will do, I will copy the invitation link from the 4IP group, and I will paste that into this video chat here. So in case somebody is not yet a member inside of Entnest, then you can simply click on this one and you can log in, set up your profile and so on later on. So that has now been posted in there. It's not showing in the best color, but it is there. And if you want to join, that would be perfectly fine. It's free to join, and it's very easy to create great benefits for all of us together afterwards. So with that, I hand back over to Christian, and I'm open for questions and comments, of course, during this whole session. Great to be here.
Thank you, Johan. Just before we start, I've received several messages of people who can't enter. So I'm just looking for, the link. Normally you go here. Johan.
Yeah, that should be the normal link that the other people have also joined through. So maybe they have.
It doesn't show the link here. Normally you can invite someone to the meeting.
So I can go and fetch that link again. So give me a second so that you can share that, and you have it.
Can you share it with me via WhatsApp, Johan? That's easier for me.
Yeah. So I'll share that with you via WhatsApp then. Okay.
Okay. We still have a little bit ahead of the schedule, so just bear with me. so I can
What's
invite
up?
other people who can't join.
Yeah. So I'm getting into WhatsApp and sending that over to you as you speak here now.
Okay.
So there we go, Christian. And now you have it in your WhatsApp, in our WhatsApp chat also.
Great. Yeah, just give me 2 minutes to share invitation with people who are struggling to get into the meeting.
Yeah. And if you have, it's great to see Elizabeth. And if the others of you have a camera, then I always prefer to see the people who are there. And as I'm sure you've figured out during the speech and so on, you can toggle between seeing individual people or the presenter or the slides and so on there. So, yeah. And great to see Priscilla, for instance, being inside of Entnest, and Akim and Mbamu and so on. So that's really excellent. All right. It might be that those people that have an issue getting in have Zoom open somewhere else on their device, and that sometimes hijacks their video capability. So you should tell them to turn off Zoom or Microsoft Teams or Google Meet or whatever they use. Otherwise,
I can't do that. Johan, I just set the link.
I understand, but just to be aware of the potential problems. Yeah,
sending it to a number of investors who are struggling.
Yeah. Looks like some more people are coming in here also now, so that's great. All right.
We had more than 60 people signing up, of course, including the presenters. But there were at least 15 investors who had showed an interest. So we'd like them to be present when our founders are,
of course,
pitching.
And I think you had around 100 who signed up for the event on Tuesday, but I think there was only like 30 people or something like that who joined. But I think that's the sign of the times today, with so many events happening and people signing up, but then at the end not actually participating, unfortunately. So it's part of building the trust with and the opportunities of really connecting with the right people and so on here. I do see more people coming in now, Christian. So we're in the right direction.
So I will continue to send the link while we have our first speaker. So let me just quickly share again my screen so you can see.
Do you have the slides from the people who will be speaking, or will you ask them to share their own screen?
I have the slides just in case. So the first company we have today is the Mighty Finance Solution Limited, which is a company based in Lusaka, Zambia, and it's been trained by BongoHive Technology Innovation Hub. And the founder is Mrs. Mvangani Amaten Bova, who's the founder of Mighty Finance Hub. So Mrs. Bova, over to you. You have 5 minutes. I hope she's online.
So I am not sure that I see her name on here of the participants. So maybe you need to check a name that is there who will be presenting.
I'm sending her the link. Maybe she's also struggling. Sending that link to her. So in the interest of time again, we're still 5 minutes ahead of the schedule because you are very brief, Johan, in your introduction to Entnest. So I can see that we have the second company, which is I get my Danish compatriot, Mrs. Elisabeth Boy. She's CEO of the Global River Center, And I know that she expressed an demand to have an early presentation so she could present with her colleagues. So Elizabeth, if your colleagues is with you, you have 5 minutes to present your solution. So over to you, Elizabeth. Elizabeth, you on mute. You need to unmute yourself.
Always like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. Let me see if I can share my screen. Otherwise, I'll appeal to you, Christian, for helping me out on that one. Optimize screen share, continue. I want to web share. What do I say?
So if you hover over the screen where you see all of us, then you get some buttons at the bottom side, and the third button is for sharing your screen.
Yeah,
and
when I open that one, it says what? I want to share a website. I want to
share the entire screen. That's always best if you want to go between different screens and so on there. Excellent. It's.
Do you see my presentation then?
Yes, now we see it. Building better futures for the youth.
Great. That's good. That's me.
Yes.
I'm 5 minutes from now, please. I'm
Sure.
Elizabeth Boyer. I'm the CEO of Global River Center. I'm pleased to have the technology working for me, which is not that usual. So thank you very much for that. And I'm actually here together with my chairman, Michael Mathisen. I don't see him on the list of participants, but he is on my phone saying he's with me. So I hope he can also maybe drop a word if he has any comments, or at least maybe add in the comment track. But we are here actually to present our common vision of Global River Center, and myself is a career-long development practitioner, starting out in Zimbabwe, by the way, and working with including youth in the economy. Since that time, I've been advising development banks, corporations, particularly on including marginalized groups in value chains and developing new value chains by use of circular principles, and always with the common denominator of responsible business development and sustainable business models. So I'm now taking my own medicine, investing heavily in Global River Center, where we will be building 200 youth combined activity powerhouses for including the youth in the economy. We are putting ourselves in the position where we want to actually reach 14 million young people, include them in the economy, or at least positively impact their lives. And that comes from 200 locations in sub-Saharan Africa with 50 to 100,000 inhabitants, or at least around that, and counting that 70% of those would be beyond the age of 30 or 35. We end at this 14 million young people as our target group in non-urban areas. We are at the next mile. We are not at the very last mile. We are in the semi-rural, semi-peri-urban areas. As you can guess, with this number of people, that is our target areas. And that is within a distance of 8 kilometers from a certain location. And we have the first land in Bambata in Ghana, but we also have a number of lands in West Africa, in Liberia, and we have in East Africa, in Kenya and Tanzania, we have opportunities, and in Uganda we have a few also. So we are counting actually the opportunity in 19 locations right now where they are inviting us to come and build Global River Center, counting a partner's activities who is growing the tree and the timber that we need to use for building the center. We are up to many more locations. The thing is that this concept is so well received when we present it, people want it, so we are only lacking the financing of it. We have the land, we have the stakeholders mobilized, we have the need expressed, we have the markets at this end for the first value chains we are going to build. I'll come back to that. So this is transforming communities by inclusive and sustainable business models, to say it very quickly. And we want to tackle the youth unemployment. We want to include the youth in the digital economy. We want to include them in the democratic processes. And that is not least by presence online productively, because it's not really giving much impact on the democratic process if you're just on Facebook and more WhatsApp. We want actually to give skills to be included in new value chains or in the digital economy. We want to build the 200 centers, 2,500.
Sorry, just Elizabeth.
Yeah.
We can't see your slides. They kind of disappeared.
So yeah. So what do we do? Do we ask you to do that? To share?
I'm not quite sure, Johan, what's going on. That can you see the screen is kind of what's happening there?
Would you try, Christian? Just not to.
There's somebody else. There's somebody else sharing the screen there. Ulebine. We need to remove that. So,
okay.
Christian, I don't know if you can force her to. Ulebine, can you please stop sharing your screen? And otherwise, Christian, if you click on Elizabeth's screen, if you go back to toggle and click on, so you see everybody, and then you click on Elizabeth, then you see her screen, right?
Okay, yeah, we can see it again, Elizabeth. You can continue.
Oh, good. Very good. All right. Our concept is the combination of the digital and the physical location. It's about building a power ecosystem house for the youth in non-urban areas, having the same services more or less reinforced or mirrored in the digital, but the digital platform is also the access to the physical centers and the services we would like to provide there. We are renting out space for the partners that are relevant within the area of trade, learning or skills development, entertainment and sports, and then public service that are supporting, underpinning what we want to achieve, which is actually including the youth in the economy in new value chains by use of circular economy, not least. I'll come back to that. And supportive partners, that is financial service partners, is the public Ministry of Trade and Industry, for instance, and their entrepreneurship training, incubator services. It's all sorts of services that can also give skills like our Africa Reframe, where we educate in photography, and what we can also curate and offer on our digital platform we will use so that the youth are getting exposed to a lot of opportunities digitally. But the thing is, and the attractiveness in the digital platform is also that we need that platform to enter the facilities, to book facilities, to participate in facilities and events in the center. In that way, we actually have a huge potential of mobilizing 14 million young people on our platform, which would give another opportunity for branded partnerships and leverage on the digital presence also. But the point of departure and the unique combination is that we do have physical centers and we have a digital platform. And services, as I mentioned, the trade, entertainment, learning, skills development, and public service that underpin that or support that. But the clue here is that why have others not done what we are intending to do is that we are taking the holistic perspective on that location. We are working with the chief system and those that are responsible for the social development in the area. That's number one. We have a paramount chief that has been UN ambassador, very exposed, understand the combination of this Western mindset and our Ghanaian mindset, and coming together on actually mapping out the resources in his area. We are presenting ideas that he have never thought of, for instance. He is growing cocoa himself. It's the dominant crop in that area.
You have 1 minute left.
1 minute left. Okay.
Yeah, and remember what you're asking for. We need to know how much you're asking for as well. Don't forget that.
But maybe I should say that we are, by means of actually mapping out the resources in the areas, we are coming up with ideas of new value chains. And we start with now activities, and then we will fundraise for the building as we go along. The new 2 value chains is cocoa nibs, and it is garments from fiber from the tops of pineapple. And to get these activities started and get the basic equipment, we are asking for $1 million. And we are ready to do that right away, actually to start implementing and go into the dialogue with this. We have all the preconditions in place. We have the team in place. We have this presentation I would like to share with you also, where you can see how the income and the revenue stream are distributed. It's from the partnerships that use our facilities, it's the learning and so forth that I can see here, and you can see here, and from the platform and from the value chains themselves on the trade facilitation. So
Okay,
thanks.
Thanks a lot, Elisabeth. Excellent
Thank you.
presentation, even though it was a bit longer. Sorry for the complications that happened. So one quick question for me before I open up the floor. So what you're saying is that the money is going to be used for the physical structures, or how are you going to allocate this 1 million?
The 1 million is actually to get our 2 new value chains started. We want to get the youth into the economy and get the activities started. We have been looking for, we are in dialogue with some investors that are interested in the physical building and real estate, but that is a longer process. It's a more complicated one, and we want to start making that impact that we claim we do, and that we can do, and that I have demonstrated in lots of results in other countries already. So we would like to start with the activities and proving our concept that way, and then continue our dialogue with the real estate investors on the side of that. So our impact investor focus here is to get started with the cocoa nibs activity, and that is a production line, simple production line. And it's, of course, also the training and the skills development, and also a track of activities in productivity enhancing activities for the cocoa as such. So it's simply building that value chain of cocoa nibs, and it's building the value chain on the tops of the pineapple, teaching the youth to cut it so that it is not harming the fruit itself, which is the off-taker is actually the blue skies.
Okay,
so we
thanks.
yeah.
Thank you, Elisabeth. So keep your answers short so you can get more questions.
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay.
Yeah,
any other questions from the audience?
Well, from my perspective, Johan Entnest here. How many people will you have then benefiting from being part in this program?
And the whole program, we are aiming at 200 centers, which is the 14 million young people. That is the big thinking, and that's also how we attract the partners like Google and these EcoBank and these giants. But in the Bombata area, our pilot location, you can say, where we prove the concept here, we are looking at somehow 100,000 people that are positively influenced directly and indirectly. But youth, we are looking at some between around 10,000, but that includes also youth from other locations, because this is a small location.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Any other questions?
Of the 1 million that you are looking for, how much would that be sort of getting you in that direction of engaging with the people, are you saying?
And engaging with the people, we are engaging with the Ministry of Trade and Industry already about getting involved in this one district, one factory. Okay. And the calculations we've made up to now would give us that value chain up running, and it would get us started with the pineapple.
Okay, great. So, very interesting, Elisabeth.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions? Maybe you could say quickly, Elisabeth, last question then. What kind of capital are you looking for? Are you looking for private debt? Are you looking for private equity? And what is your kind of ideal investors? Are you also looking for someone with an expertise that can help you build up these 200 centers? Or are you just looking for capital injection?
Well, Michael should be, I don't know if Michael could be given the word here, but the one district, one factory is giving us access to some loan capital. So we are looking into actually equity in some part of that, and we'll like to detail out that plan for anyone interested. But it's a combination for the cocoa nibs. The pineapple is a part of grant, and it's part of equity, I think. But that's to be clarified. On the real estate, it's a set of other kind of investors that I would rather not detail that out here, but it's I would like Michael to answer that. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Elisabeth. Very much appreciated, and we hope that some of our investors, as Elisabeth said, they can reach out to us to get access to the pitch deck and get connected with Elisabeth after this event. So thanks a lot, Elisabeth. Have a nice evening, and it was great having you on board.
Thank you a lot. Thank you.
The first company was Mighty Finance Solution Limited, based in Lusaka, Zambia. Mrs. Amantende Boba, are you with us now?
Yes, I am. I hope you can hear me now.
Okay, great. So you have exactly 5 minutes starting from now. Do you need to share your presentation? Then maybe Johan, you can help her, guide her how to, if she's not used to. Okay, it seems as though she's found a way. So
Right.
I'm starting the clock now. So go ahead, 5 minutes.
Okay. My name is Banganjiboa. I'm the founder and CEO of Mighty Finance, and we are an online lending business platform, and we are building a fully automated decision process. We are aiming at small businesses and SMEs with a particular focus on women-owned and women-led businesses. The problem that we've identified is that many SMEs, especially women, do not have access to quick and affordable financing. Many of them are not deemed credit worthy. Usually, if they do qualify with the traditional financial institutions, they will fall off long and lengthy application processes, or their funds will be delivered to them in a couple of weeks, if not more. This does not help them to grow their businesses, and it doesn't help them to actually survive cash flow constraints or to be able to mitigate risks and also to be able to grow their businesses. So how do we go about solving that? We have developed a proprietary credit rating algorithm, and we use this together with traditional credit rating methods. We are also offering a risk-based pricing model where an entrepreneur is going to pay only for the
We lost the sound and we lost the presentation. I don't know what happened here. Mrs. Bowa, I'm stopping the clock. She got disconnected.
I think that was an issue with her. I heard her perfectly first, but I think it was her video.
Okay,
yeah,
so Mrs. Bowa, you can come back again. Okay, continue.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, so we're actually looking at gender equality and helping to focus to serve women, as well as offering decent work and economic growth for many women in Zambia, and also reducing the inequality in the access to financial services, and also helping them to actually make informed decisions and choices around finances. Here's Mwenchi, a trader who has been given an order to supply Shoprite with 100 bags of onion in a week. Unfortunately, she doesn't have the inventory, she doesn't have the cash flow to support that order, and a bank would be able to give her these funds and they will be delivered in a matter of weeks. What she has to do is just go online onto our website, apply in a couple of minutes after uploading her documents. She then receives a decision within minutes. If she agrees with the offer that we give her, funds are dispersed to her e-wallet, her mobile money account, her bank account, or through a Mighty Finance debit card. The market we're looking at is potentially huge. There's a $330 billion financing gap for SMEs in sub-Saharan Africa, and Zambia stands at $7.2 billion, and women account for $574 million. Our current business model is that we take a 10% of the originating fee for each disbursement, and also a simple interest that's tailored to the credit profile of the business, and a 1.5% penalty on late balances. We are an on-balance sheet lender, and we've been able to raise our loan book from $3,000 to $280,000 in the last 16 months of operations. We have maintained a 72% borrower rate and a default rate under 2%. We are currently growing at 18% month on month. We differentiate ourselves from our competitors by offering a risk-based pricing model, as well as helping our SMEs and women to build a credit score and make them credit worthy, as well as offer non-financial services, which are very helpful for them to actually be able to understand financial services and absorb this to be able to make informed decisions. We also have a deliberate focus on women-owned and women-led businesses. The team that's been put together to take this opportunity forward are myself, Lemi Tawanda and Chiluba, and together we have experience in tech founders, as well as myself in gender economy and also banking and finance experience. Also, Lemi has accounting experience with Chiluba with credit and agriculture insurance. We are raising 500,000 seeds in equity And we're using this to develop our platform, which will be able to cater to women who are in business, both who can access our services through USSD, an application website, or in person. But we're also hoping to give them a more unique lending experience where we can simplify our processes, reduce our turnaround time, and also ensure that these loans actually get to them and be able to grow their businesses. Thank you very much.
Okay, fantastic. Just within the 5 minutes limits, so that's great. So we have 4 minutes for questions. So anyone want to shoot? Please go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Geraldine from Darena Ventures. I'm interested to find out, how do you safeguard the loans that you give to the women? Do you ask for collateral or?
Okay, so currently we do ask for pledged collateral, but then part of the proceeds of the funds we're seeking are actually to implement a software that is able to use alternative data points to be able to actually offer this service to them without requesting for collateral financial history.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions?
Okay, so this is Johan from Entnest here again. So where do you see yourself in a year's time?
So we are looking to expand a lot more through the agriculture sector by offering loans to the small-scale farmers, who are the majority of outcall SMEs or businesses that we have in Zambia. So looking to be able to service that sector and also replicate our model into other towns and country.
I'd like to have a follow-up question on that one. As you know, in Zambia in the 1990s, a number of agricultural banks, they went bust. So in what way, because of the smallholder farmers' lack of ability and including the cooperative to repaying their loans, so in what way does your business model and risk management system differentiate yourself from the previous attempt to reach out to economic actors in the rural areas?
So we are going to begin with targeting to those that are economically viable, and we're going to use a more approach which requires them to be in clusters. So pretty much offering like microcredit loans to groups of farmers. So we have not yet tested the model, but we have looked at understanding what the sector is, and looking at the cycle of the farmers and what they're growing, and be able to provide then loans that are specific to their crops. So not just offering them a blanket loan product called an agriculture loan, but then actually helping that loan speak to the actual business that they're doing in a profitable way.
Okay, interesting. And one last question from any of the in the audience. Okay, it was a very good presentation, very clear. So, so I think, as I said before, any investors they will get they want to see the pitch deck again. Feel free to reach out to us after the event. So thanks a lot.
And also I would say do, because that was very interesting. I definitely agree on that. And do also take a minute to sign in to Entnest, and then we will be able to keep the discussion going. I'm sharing again now the invitation link from Christian in there. So if you click on that, you will be able to very easily connect with all of us here again.
Yeah, thank you for reminding us, Johan. So thank you again, Mrs. Amatendebova, for your pitch today. Very much appreciated, and good luck with raising the funds that you're looking for. So we move on to the third company. The third company is Onyx Connect, which is likewise located in Lusaka, Zambia. The founder is Mr. Wyson Lungu. And Wyson, over to you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, just
So
can you see my screen?
no. If you hover over the screen where you see all of us, you see a button, a number of buttons at the bottom there, and the third button is start and stop sharing your screen.
Okay,
And then select sharing entire screen is the best alternative.
Just give me one time. I'm trying to. There's a drop down menu here. I want to share the web.
But share the entire screen is the best. So just click on.
It's not giving me the option for sharing. I'm on the entire screen share where it says share and cancel. I'm clicking on the share. It's not.
Okay.
It's not coming up.
Can you send the Christian? Do you have his slides?
Yeah, let me just. Okay, just a second.
Do you have it in a PDF, Wyson, or?
Yeah, it was on PDF.
Okay, so I'm writing my email address, and if you want to send it to me there, then I can share it.
I'm opening it now, so let's
okay.
Just give me a second.
Okay.
Just give me 1 second. Oh shit! Why is it complicated system to open?
Okay, I've shared my email.
Yeah, it's fine now.
Yeah.
So
okay.
let me share my screen. It's just
okay.
So let me share my screen and so can you see the screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so you have 5 minutes starting now, Mr. Wyson. Go ahead.
My name is Wyson Ndungu. I'm the CEO and founder of Onyx Connect. We are basically a technology and mobility company dealing in the last mile, focused on gender inclusive for rural women farmers. We are asking for $400,000 US, basically to help women have access to mobility for the business that they do. You can go to the next slide. Yeah, so the problem that we're trying to tackle is across the entire African continent, where there's a lot of unused milk. This milk does not make it to the market because it gets spoiled. It has got a very short lifespan to get to the milk collection center. And at the heart of it is mobility for these different women farmers who are SMEs to take this milk to the milk collection center where off-takers uptake the milk. So with our pay-as-you-go innovation, we are able to provide bicycles, including e-cargo bikes with cold chains around them to make sure that the milk is delivered to the milk collection center in bulk and also on time, and they earn more money. You can go to the next slide. So basically here, the reason to invest, we are looking at using these funds towards increasing the amount of jobs, especially for women in the rural area. There's no players in the rural areas where we are. And also we are looking at providing gender equality. As you may be aware, almost 60% and more food is produced by women and not by men. So women at the center of all this African development and economic transformation that is taking place right now. You can go to the next slide. So when you look at the opportunity, there's globally there's about $15 billion which is lost in commodity that goes to West. milk is amongst them. When you bring it into into Zambia, basically every year there's more than $20 million that is lost because of unused or uncollected milk. So what we're trying to do with our business model is that we provide these bicycles and e-cargo bikes to these women to transport the milk to the milk collection center. Before, we used to collect money, but as you may be aware, in the rural areas, money is very seasonal. So what we've done is that we actually exchange these mobility assets for rural commodities that these women grow in their areas. For example, is that we collect maize, soya beans, groundnuts, millet, sorghum, as repayment for these bicycles and e-bikes and cold chains. And then we already have off-takers that are uptaking these commodities, as well as we intend to export some of these commodities to the neighboring countries like DRC, as well as Namibia and other countries that are in dire need of these commodities. So the issue of rural areas being non-commercially viable is out of the picture because we are actually now accepting commodities that they grow instead of money. The next slide. Yeah, so basically what we do is we have also set up what we call rural hubs, which is basically a one-stop shop where these different women come to sign up to receive these bicycles, smartphones, as well as solar products that they use. And then also these commodities are insured. And they also we provide localized repairs in case they need to be repaired, and then we also provide access for rental of these bikes to the different women that want to do different trading activities and have access to market linkages. Next slide. So our journey started in 2018. So to date, we have been able to create about 856 jobs. And also we have increased our uplift in terms of revenue earning potential. We are growing about 15 to 20% month on month. And then we are also contributing to the well-being of the environment. As you are aware, solar products, bicycles, and e-bikes are eco-friendly. So this is one of the advantages, and our goal is to make sure that we provide a sustainable rural FedEx logistics environment for all rural women farmers in Africa, and we're starting in Zambia. Next slide. So basically, our Onyx solution suits any mobility restricted community, both urban and rural. And our market size include all the seven neighboring countries for expansion purposes. And we're looking to do that starting early next year. We're already in discussion with some of the farming groups, like in Malawi, in Zimbabwe, as well as Mozambique. The next slide.
Okay, last minute, 1 minute left.
Yeah, so we're very excited with what we have begun, and looking at what we offer. Of course, there's we have unique operations as well as a very scalable rollout plan for what we do. We are targeting over 600,000 rural women farmers, so this is exciting for us, and we're looking forward to making sure that we can be the company that actually changes the African growth picture in terms of employment for women, as well as capacity building, and then also being able to provide these needed mobility and household transformation assets to rural African women. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Excellent. So any questions from the audience? Please, I can't hear. Please introduce yourself before raising the question.
Okay, it's Geraldine Mpandanyama from Darina Ventures. I would like to find out how many women, I'm assuming you've already tested your product in the market in Zambia. How many women have you already provided the service for? And do you also have a wait list of those that have expressed interest in getting the service?
Yes, thank you very much for that question. So that's why we are here pitching for funding. Basically, the challenge we have has been the demand that we have created because of our solution that we provided. I'll give an example. We have already provided over 400 bicycles to a women's group in Southern Province called Kaziwa Women. We were featured on the BBC as one company which is fixing problems of the world, and the demand has actually now increased to a point where we have big, large corporate companies that have low-income workers that actually want our bicycles because they cover long distances for them to go to work. An example, we've just started distributing about 200 bicycles to Zambian employees. And the list there already is in excess, the demand is in excess of about 3,000 more additional bicycles that they want. And then also we are working with women groups around Zambia. Specifically right now we are targeting at Kalomo as well as in Kayema, where we are exchanging these bicycles for soybeans because we can export these soybeans to DRC and then also use the commodities that we get, the residues for feed, for different animals. So this is quite interesting, and the demand is huge. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a very interesting solution to a very existing problem. Anyone else want to inquire about this great solution for Africa's rural transformation?
So this is Johan from Entnest again. What do you see as your biggest competitive advantage? Because I would assume that there are several different organizations thinking similarly. So that are you trying to hook up and create collaboration and complementation instead of duplication, so to say?
Okay, so we are basically in a market niche because there's no one in Zambia doing what we are doing right now. Basically, in terms of commodities, we only have people who are wholesalers. Basically, any farmer that wants to get these assets has to go there and pay cash for them. But what we're saying is that we're taking these products to the doorstep of the farmers. So there's no cost of doing business for them. And then we work in the communities where they live, and we are not getting money from them, but getting the commodities that they grow locally. So this is something being done for the first time. I don't know of anyone that is doing what we're doing because we're in the deep rural areas where almost anybody feels impossible to go there to do business.
Maybe just one quick question before we have to wind up because we're over time. I mean, in Cambodia and Southeast Asia, there is a project receiving funding from the Asia Infrastructure, Asia Development Bank, Infraco Asia, on cold chains. So setting up the cold chain infrastructure to help address some of the issues that you are trying to address. So how does it actually work, this cold chain, that you have like a small freezer on a bicycle that allow them to bring it in? Or can you quickly explain what is the difference?
So for that one, we've got two solutions for the cold chain. So one, we have a movable cold chain that can hold a maximum of say about 20,000 liters, because I'll give an example, most of the milk farmers live about an average of about 5 to 50 kilometers away from the milk collection center. And milk has a lifespan of 2 hours to be delivered fresh. So what we're doing is that we're setting up these cold chains in intervals where a person living, an SME living 50 kilometers can bring their milk closer, maybe 5 to 7 kilometers, put it in that cold chain or the chiller. And then from there, we are able to pick that chiller once it's full with the 10,000 liters of milk to the milk collection center. Alternatively, we are using e-cargo bikes that are fitted with small refrigeration, so that way they're able to carry about 150 liters of milk from the 50 kilometer place, and they can be able to take that to the milk collection center. So these are the two interventions that we're doing. The reason for that is that we want to keep the milk as fresh as possible, because they get 4 times or 5 times the value for it. When they supply it as sour milk, they only get a quarter of the value for it.
Okay, thanks a lot. I think it's an excellent solution of a much needed problem. I will connect you with Infraco Africa, because, as I said, their partners in Asia are supporting something similar. So I think you're after something that probably the right investment source is not a venture capitalist, but rather a development finance institution like Infraco Africa. So keep that in mind when you're doing your fundraising. But thanks a lot very much, Mr. Longo, for your interventions today. We'll move on to the next company, which is SmileFin Technologies, likewise located in Lusaka, Zambia, and they have been trained by the Impact Hub Lusaka. And the founder is Mr. Derek Thomas, who is award-winning fintech CEO. So Derek, over to you.
Thank you very much. Let me just try and get this screen up. It's not sharing. Can you see anything on there? It says entire screen. Are you able to see my screen?
No, and I don't believe that you sent me your presentation, if I'm wrong, so I cannot help you there. Can you guide him, Johan, as to...
Derek, I think you have just signed up for Entnest also, so maybe the best would be if you log out, go into Entnest and into the event there, and that might bring you more feasibility and so on there. So maybe if we jump to the next one instead, Christian,
Okay,
that
so
would be my suggestion there.
We'll come back to you after the other presentation, just to stay within the time.
Yeah.
Okay, so the fifth speaker is Mr. Joseph Paul. He's a social entrepreneur and an enthusiast when it comes to bridging the gap between tech and medicine. This is a company based in Dar es Salaam in Tanzania, and they have been trained by our strategic local partner, TrueMaisha. So, Joseph, over to you.
Greetings, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you very well.
Okay, let me share my screen. Can you see my screen?
No, not yet.
No? Okay, it says screen sharing failed.
Yeah, it should be working, and maybe you have some other program open. Do you have Zoom or Microsoft Teams or some other screen sharing or video capability open at the same time?
Well, no, it doesn't work. Can you please open my presentation?
Did you send it to me? I can't remember if you sent it, because
Yes, I sent it to you.
You sent
in the
it?
email.
Okay, just a second. Yes. That's agreement. Here, yeah. Okay. No, that's agreement. Joseph. Yeah, okay. So it must, yeah, here it is. Okay, just a second. I will open it now. So, okay. Let me share my screen. That's fine. I have it now. So I'll share my screen.
Excellent. And maybe Derek, if you hadn't sent your presentation to Christian, maybe you want to do that as a precaution also in the meantime.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you see the
Yes, we see your
presentation?
screen.
Okay. So I'm starting the clock now. So 5 minutes starting now. Go ahead.
Okay, so Dawa Mkononi is a Swahili phrase meaning medicines at your palm. We are actually a 2-year-old company, a pharmaceutical company with 4 main areas of focus. We have a retail brick and mortar pharmacy. We have several insurance partnerships for drug delivery programs. We do importation of pharmaceutical products, and currently we have an e-commerce platform. That is where we will be mostly focusing on in this presentation. Next slide, please. So our major area of focus at the moment, the problem we're trying to solve is in Tanzania and most East African countries, it is difficult to procure wholesale products for pharmaceuticals. People have to do physical visits. So our solution at the moment for this problem is an online platform where these pharmacies, hospitals can order online and we will do the deliveries. Next slide, please. So that we have the main solution, which is a convenient application available on Android and iOS, whereby these health facilities download the application, they do the ordering process, they do payments online, and we do the delivery. Next, please. So these are among the payment options we have. We cover all the mobile operations and all the banks in the system. So people can pay from any option available. Next. So this is our product. Some of the screens shared, we have a few login registration. We have OTP for security, our homepage as you can see, and the product page. Next, please. Yes, so after choosing the products, our customers can also choose to reorder the previous orders, which makes it easy for them to spend less time in the app. Next, please. So this is our market size. We have in Dar es Salaam only more than 1,000 pharmacies and 1,500 accredited drug dispensing outlets. And in Tanzania, we have more than 14,900 accredited drug outlets and more than 2,500 retail and wholesale pharmacies. All of these are possible clients for us. So our main mission is to expand to other regions in Tanzania by mid 2023, and by 2024 we plan to expand to other East African countries. Next, please. So our market strategy mostly is by using sales representatives who go around these health facilities to register them. Next. Our main business model, we're a wholesale B2B platform, and our profit margins range from 7.5 to 10%. Next, please. So this is our revenue for the e-commerce platform only, month to month, and we kind of doubled every month, with the last month having $14,000 in sales. We have a total of 500 registered facilities as well, with 80% customer retention. Next, please. So these are the total number of registered facilities month to month. Next. And this is our team. We have Abel as our software developer. I'm the founder and CEO, and we have Clemens, who is our operational and logistic partner, and a financial analyst. Next. So our next step, what we are looking for at the moment is to sell 15% of our company for $1 million USD. And the money we are planning to use is for increasing the sales team, delivery development to buy more bikes, and expansion of warehouse to other regions in Tanzania. Next, please. And our solution solves SDG Impact 3. target 3.8, which is focusing on quality essential healthcare services and affordable essential medicines, and SDG number 8. Thank you. That's all from my side.
Okay, fantastic. Just within the 5 minutes as requested, so they give you a whole 4 minutes to receive questions from the audience. So anyone would like to start asking questions, please go ahead. Okay, I have one question. That's regarding you said you had an 80% customer retention rate. I know you're still an early stage company, but do you have anything in plan in terms of kind of ratcheting up this percentage above 80%, or how do you explain the fall off of 20% of the customers?
So most of the operations at the moment for e-commerce are at the early stages. So mostly we are trying to use data as much as possible. Our system collects a lot of data that we will be using to tell us who are the ideal clients and what to do to improve our systems. For example, we are looking at, after we raise more funds, to open more warehouses which will be near the client. So this will reduce delivery time and will increase customer satisfaction and have more products. However, we have more than 2,000 stock keeping units of products at the moment, which is quite high for pharmaceuticals. So we are trying to use that as much as possible to increase customer satisfaction.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions?
Do you own that stock? You mentioned you have a lot of different SKUs in storage, but is that yours, or is that on consignment from the producers of those?
So the stock is ours. As mentioned earlier, we have 2 years of pharmaceutical operations. So we have also a retail brick and mortar store. So we also sell our products through that channel and many other channels apart from e-commerce.
Okay. Last question. Maybe I was thinking in terms of language, since in Tanzania you use Swahili, but in terms of expanding into the other East African countries, do you have Swahili as a language on your platform, or what language do you use that would help you expand into the other English-speaking countries?
Yes, our application is in English language. Most of the pharmacies and the pharmacy operators can speak English. So our application is in English language, and all of the other East African countries can speak English as well.
Okay.
You have mentioned a profit margin of between 7.5% and 10%. How do you see that developing over time?
So the good thing about pharmaceutical wholesale business is the more bulky you purchase the products, the higher the profit margin goes. So there are some products that we used to buy them at 10% off, but currently with increased sales, we buy them for up to 20% off. So the profit margin increases with time as our sales increase.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Unfortunately, we do not have any more time left, but we very much appreciate your participation today, Joseph Paul, and we wish you very good luck with bringing pharmaceutical products not only to Tanzania but to the rest of the East African region. And yeah, so thanks a lot, and good luck with the fundraising. So we're going back to the first presentation on SmileFin Technologies by Derek Thomas. I've received your presentation, so we can start. Let me just share my screen.
Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, we see your screen now.
Okay, fantastic.
Okay,
sorry, you
Christian,
you have your own screen? Okay, so let me jump out again. Okay, so go ahead.
All right.
Okay, go ahead,
All right,
Derek.
fantastic.
You have 5 minutes starting now.
Excellent. My name is Derek Thomas. I represent a company called SmileFin Technologies, and our main focus is sustainable and inclusive mobile money products for the African market and the subcontinent. Our key focus areas are SDGs 1, no poverty, gender equality, and decent work and economic growth. And through this presentation, I hope that we'll be able to exemplify how exactly we intend to achieve that. So I'd like you to imagine a real life scenario. This is 80% of Zambia at the moment, and rural Africa actually. You've got a father, a mother, and some children. They've worked all their lives, and they finally send their daughter or son to university, but they can't manage to pay the fees. And when they do manage to pay the fees, they put it on MNO wallets like Airtel and MTN and all these other wallets. But the cost is too high, and they still have to travel to a booth, and the whole process is just full of friction, and there's no added value. So how can we resolve this? Well, what we intend to do is bring a product, a mobile money product, that not only makes it cheap and affordable to send money to a student in higher education, but also follows the entire from cradle to grave path of that student. So when they finish their university, they can still access the same wallet and tap into more products like cash management, loans, insurance, and other products that are suitable for them. We believe we'll encourage gender equality, we'll reduce poverty, and we'll certainly fulfill the economic growth portion of our Sustainable Development Goals aims. The solution is mobile-based, but it can also work with an SSD, USSD. So you open a mobile wallet, and you're able to transact on your phone. For the students, we've got lots of tools and educational discounts. And for women, we have, if you happen to be a woman, then we have packages which are specific for women, like sanitary products and mother and child care through the partnerships that we're going to sign. So what's the market size? The market size in Q1 of 2021 in Zambia alone, the transactions between the three huge mobile money vendors was $2 billion US. That was in 3 months. And it's growing by 10% monthly since that time. So our revenue model is through merchant payments, financial products, and of course partnerships that we'll have with banks and also with retail and wholesalers. Our go-to-market strategy is really simple, straightforward. We don't require any development at the moment. We're using a SaaS model, low-cost acquisition channels, and partnerships with merchants. So what traction have we made so far? We attended Accelerator 2030 through Impact Hub Lusaka. Thank you very much. That was last year. This year we're attending YC Startup School, which is sort of a precursor to Y Combinator, and we just got our central bank license last month. So everything seems to be going as we planned. So our next step now is to finalize our commercial agreements and start offering our products. We've got quite a few competitors in the market. However, we differentiate ourselves by the type of product that we're opening. Just like you've got many different types of taxis, but an Uber is a very different proposition, and that's what we're looking at. Our management team is 60%, our board of directors is 6% women, and we've got a rock star team of 5 board members and 3 key executives. Our financial projections for the next 3 years are $5.5 million US in year 1, $18 million year 2, and $22 million year 3. This also includes all the commercial arrangements that we've got inking out at the moment, which includes partnerships with commercial banks and their existing customers and future customers. Our ask is $1 million. I almost said pounds because I'm in London. $1 million, and our revenue for year one is 5.5 million. We're offering a 30% equity, or we're happy to consider debt financing. Thank you very much. Any questions?
Okay. Excellent presentation. Exactly 5 minutes as requested. Thank you very much, Derek. So, any questions? Please remember to introduce yourself.
So on the financial, there's an echo here now a little bit, but yeah. On the financial projections, there was a very small difference between year 2 and 3. Can you explain why you don't expect more growth in year 3?
We anticipate that we're going to spend quite a huge portion of our funds on two things. One is developing new products and developing our own platform. So we intend to have quite a lot of development done in that year, and also we'll start writing down some of the investments that we're going to receive, either the loans or the any type of venture capital.
Okay. In terms of, by the way, congratulations with receiving the license from the Zambian regulator. But does that put a lid on the ability to grow within the region? Would you have to go through the same process with other regulators in SADC, for example, or will those 3 years will be focusing on the Zambian domestic market?
That's a very good question, Christian. Thank you for asking. What the license does, it catapults us. So when we enter a new market, we're riding on the credibility of the fact that we've already got a similar license in the market we're coming from. So it cuts down a lot of the time and the requirements. We're able to leverage on our home market and get licenses in neighboring countries. It's part of our expansion plan. We intend to be in Malawi and parts of East Africa by this time next year.
Okay. Do you have a figure of I don't know if that came out of the presentation, but the total addressable market that you intend to enter into beyond the Zambia?
No, we don't have that information at the moment, but judging from reports from the United Nations, and the World Bank, the trend is common not just all over Africa, but also in the subcontinent. Mobile money is taking over. It's where all the transactions are moving to because of the low costs and the ease of putting them into the market, as everybody's got a mobile device.
Yeah. You also mentioned that you had you mentioned you had a star-studded.
Yeah.
I hear some echo. You had a very strong board to support the expansion of your company, but what kind of strategic partnership will you be looking for the investor? Because you mentioned that you're looking for equity investors. So, what is missing within the existing management team that an equity investor can bring to you?
We're always looking for people who have invested in similar companies before and have some experience and can give us the advice that can help us to steer and navigate. We're also looking for partners or advisors who have a footprint in the countries that we would like to go into, so that they can add that extra value. We don't know everything, and we don't pretend to know everything, and the board is limited by what they've experienced so far. So to bring in somebody who's got a lot of the strategic relationships already and the strategic decision-making ability would be a huge bonus. However, we can still go on. Even if we don't have that, it's something that we can build as we go along. I think the ecosystem is big enough, and we'll be able to get the right kind of partnerships and advisors.
Okay. Thank you so much, Derek. I very much appreciated your participation today, and we wish you all the best in the capital raising process. And we will make sure to share this recording, since a number of the investors we had invited are not with us currently, but they will get the recording of your pitch. So thanks a lot,
Thank you very much.
and we'll move on to the next speaker, which is Designers in Vogue. This is a Ghanaian-based company that has been trained by Ghana Ladies in Tech, and the founders are Mrs. Ame Noru Redeemer, and who's a co-founder, business manager, Mrs. Storita Apianyeng, who's co-founder, product managed developer. So please upload your presentations if you can do that from your side.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Thank you very much. Please, I'm sharing my screen.
We can't see your screen yet.
Hello, can you see my screen?
Yes, now we can.
Yeah. So I'm starting the clock. So you have 5 minutes starting now. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much. Please, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Apianyeng Dorothy, co-founder and technical lead for design.
Sorry, okay, this is back on. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so DIV is a growing led female fashion tech startup that seeks to the contribution of the development of Ghana and Africa through innovative ways, with a means of maximizing the not so fully tapped fashion industry. So we identified that access to ready market is an important concern to fashion designers and crafts makers. And these people lack branding and positioning, and there's no easy way that exists for them to develop their business while managing and retaining their clients. So the solution is to give them a multi-vendor e-commerce fashion platform where these designers can access ready markets, exhibit their products, and also acquire skills on how to save money when they are marketing, how to make money when they are hosting on our platform, and also how to share their culture with the rest of the world. And the product, as I earlier mentioned, is a web app which will serve as an e-commerce fashion platform where these fashion designers and craft makers can exhibit their products, can also promote, and also can retain their clients. We use a business model of B2C and B2B, and our revenue model is through advertising of their product on the platform, and also on enrollment on the platform, and commission on products that will be sold on our platform. And our market strategy is through word of mouth, through radio talk shows, through social media, and also through opinion leaders. Yes, indeed, we are unique from our competitors, and what we do uniquely is we enroll different fashion designers and craft makers, and also help them to exhibit and sell their products, and also help them in training them on how to market their product. Whilst our other competitors don't do that, theirs is to promote their works and not the works of other designers. Our target market is fashion designers, craft makers, fashion lovers, and also textile companies. Through our research, we realized that in Bono region of Ghana, putting work on designers that we analyzed, in the next 12 months, it will be around 8 million Ghana cedis, and the serviceable market is 2 million. And we hope to obtain 25% of the serviceable market in the next 5 years. Our traction, currently we have 100 clients on board, and we have a revenue of 6,000, and We have social media follow of more than 3,000. We make impact through SDG Goal 1, SDG Goal 8, and SDG Goal 9. And we asked 100,000 Ghana citizens for 10% equity and profits for strategic partnership and mentorship. Our prospective partners are Ghana Tourism Authority, Fashion Designers Union of Ghana, and also Team City Graphics. The team is made up of Amenohun Redeemer, co-founder and business manager, and Apienin Dorothy, who is a co-founder and product manager. As part of our milestone last year, 2021 in November, we represented in Intra-African Trade Fair, which was in Durban, South Africa. We partook in their trade fair, and you can contact us on these social media handles and through our email. And with DIV, we say be bold, be beautiful, and be African. Thank you very much for this great opportunity.
Yeah, thank you so much for keeping your presentation within the 5 minutes. That gives you a full 4 minutes for Q&A. And very interesting to see that I was hesitating a little bit as to whether to include a fashion company, but as you rightly said, you're in terms of impact, you're covering SCT 1, 8, and 9. So that is great to see. Any fashion-oriented or interested investors, attendants that want to raise any questions? Please go ahead and remember to introduce yourself.
You're targeting quite a large portion of the addressable market there, 25% in 5 years. Do you think that is realistic compared to the competition and everything?
Yeah, hello, can you hear us?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello.
Okay, so hello.
We can hear you.
Okay, yes, it is possible. It is possible for us to get to, in the next 5 years, get to reach the 25% of the serviceable market. That's to say that majority of the people we spoke with do not have access to online presence. So we are in touch with the unions to speak with the designers and the craft makers that they know of, and we will then help them by showcasing their items or their products on our fashion platform.
Okay. You also mentioned that in terms of social media marketing, you have more than 3,000 followers. A phenomenon that is getting more widespread in Europe and North America is the use of influencers. Do you use influencers to kind of expand and accelerate your increase in the market share? Or how do you use social media to optimize your marketing and accelerate your growth more quickly?
Okay, with a social media platform, we mostly post which we actually worked on Instagram, Facebook, and our WhatsApp status. So we get clients ordering from our WhatsApp status on Instagram if they like the post. So we mostly post quality pictures of the orders we had and dresses we see for people. So we post these pictures, and with that, we get clients who get to order through WhatsApp status, Instagram.
Okay. In terms of your collaboration with textile companies, do you have a complete overview of the value chain of these tech companies in terms of where they get let's say the raw material from? Do they specifically target certain categories of segments of society that are vulnerable or women-led farmers? What is your relationship with the textile companies to make sure that you are fully aligned with the SDGs as well?
Okay, thank you for that question. So currently, we are working with the textile shop owners. Okay, so we are not specific on working with only women or working with only men. So we work on both textile shops. Okay, so we speak with them on the particular fabric that we need, and they get them from the textile companies for us. So currently, that's what we are doing, and we look forward to get in contact with the textile companies. It's all centered on we getting more money. So we are working gradually, and we know that at some point we'll be getting the fabrics or the materials from the textile companies straight away, so that we'll disseminate it to the designers that we are working with if they need those particular designs. So that's what we are doing now.
Yeah, I would just recommend that, given where you are currently in terms of the revenue that you're generating monthly or yearly, you might want to target an angel investor rather than a venture capital fund, because usually venture capital funds are looking for amounts at above what you're looking for. And I know that in Ghana they have a fairly recent association of angel investors. So happy to connect you with them if you are not already in contact for fundraising. But we very much appreciate that we were connected with you through Ghana Ladies in Tech, who participated in our event earlier this week. And we wish you good luck with your fundraising and all the best. So
thank you very much.
My pleasure. So let's move on. We're a little bit behind schedule. So the seventh company is another Zambian-based company that has been trained back by Impact Hub Lusaka. The company is called Entomo Farm. And the founder is Priscilla Musenge. She's a climate change activist and a budding entrepreneur. And as I said, she's the CEO and founder of Entomo Farms in Zambia. So Mrs. Musenge, over to you. Yeah. Are you able to upload your presentation? Can you hear us, Musenge?
I'm able to hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now we hear you. Go ahead. Perfect. So are you able to upload your presentation?
Yes, bear with me 1 second.
Okay, great.
So I don't seem to have an option to share the screen.
It should be there. If you just hover over the screen where you see all the people in this event, you get some buttons at the bottom of the screen, and the third button is start and stop sharing your screen. So if you click on... I
have that, but I have an option to share a website. Hold on 1 second.
You can share the entire screen, should be the first... I want to share the website, and then you click on continue, and then you can share the entire screen.
Perfect.
And
please let me know if you're able to see the screen.
Not yet. Yep, now it comes. Yes, you can even remove that. You see at the bottom you have stop sharing or hide. You can click on hide if you want. So we see what is written behind also if you want there.
Okay, so I'm starting the clock now. 5 minutes. Go.
Thank you. 2.3 million. Did you know that this number represents the number of people who are facing severe acute food insecurity in Zambia? Major reasons for this include climate change, increasing feedstock prices, and increased food waste. Something that is very heartbreaking for a small-scale chicken farmer like myself, who is passionate about climate change. This problem, however, represents an $8 million opportunity in Zambia alone. Therefore, innovative and sustainable climate-smart farming solutions are needed in order to meet the current and future demands of protein. How, you may ask? My name is Priscilla Musenge, the CEO and founder of Entomo Farm, and our solution is to turn food waste into an organic, sustainable, and inexpensive livestock feed and fertilizer for small and medium-scale chicken, fish, and pig farmers who, like myself, are looking for a feed with a good balance between nutritional value and cost. Now, unlike other alternatives, we will farm the black soldier fly, or rather we farm the black soldier fly, which I usually like to term as the black gold of insects. By so doing, we contribute positively to SDGs 1, 2, 3, and 13, namely no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, and climate action. Our product will be sold primarily in Zambia via B2B channels at $22.50 per 50 kg bag, translating to a minimum of $5 cheaper than our competitors, after which we will expand our market reach to DRC and Zimbabwe. Now, in terms of market, our chosen beachhead market are agricultural households in Zambia, which account for roughly 18.5% of the 4 million plus population in Lusaka and central provinces. Now, in 2018, the feed market opportunity in the Middle East and Africa represented 23 million, and $8 million of that was the feed market size in Zambia. And of this, we are anticipating a 10% market share. Now, although insect farming is relatively new to Zambia, it will definitely create a sustainable and long-term option for the ever-growing demand for protein. Our go-to-market strategy includes targeting strategic partnerships, marketing, and customer retention. With regards to marketing, we are looking to start with chicken and fish feed, primarily because of the response we have received and the demand for the two mentioned feeds. In terms of strategic partnerships and channels, we are looking to work with co-ops and small feed companies who are looking to learn about the added benefits of our product and how they can enhance general feed. In terms of marketing, we would like to market through farmers' unions, social media, community outreach, as well as obviously referral systems. And then in terms of customer retention, we are working with outgrowers who will sign up onto our product and be able to sell our product for a minimum of 2 years, before they can go on and start doing this on their own. Now, other than a lower price of $22.50 per 50 kg bag compared to competitor prices ranging from $27 to $37, our product is organic. It contains 43% crude protein, which is higher than that of soybeans at 35%, which is the main feed ingredient in commercial feed. And it is beneficial to the environment as it helps reduce the carbon footprint. From this graph, you can see our prices compared to our main competitors. We are a registered business, and we're currently testing our products with 8 farmers. And we are also recipients of 3 grants from the USAID, the UNDP, and the Climate Launchpad, and an award from Zanaco for a youth Farmer of the Year. We aim to make a profit of approximately $900,000 in year 3, which we will make by selling about 59,808 bags of feed and fertilizer. We will do this obviously through, like I mentioned, co-ops and retail stores and general farmers. Our team consists of 5 individuals who have come from a rich background in finance, experience in black soldier fly farming, community outreach, and organic farming. This makes us confident and competent to change the edible insect narrative, both in the country and the region. Our vision is to improve food security in the country and to create a protein alternative for farmers, as well as the inclusion of up to 200,000 women and youth by 2026. Our ask for $1.7 million will go towards bigger infrastructure, labor force, and equipment for a new product line, and we're looking for this in equity. Currently, conventional farms in Zambia are responsible for up to 318 tons of carbon emissions and 391 tons of water usage yearly. Now, by implementing better and sustainable feed options with only 10% of our beachhead market, we are looking to contribute to savings of about 761,000 tons of CO2, and 624,000 tons of water per year. Now, this is equivalent to 75% and 50% respectively. And this is a huge saving for a country with at least 6 million people who already have, who lack access to water. So if you're interested in knowing more about our initiative, that is how you could reach us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We have 3 more minutes left for any questions for this. Very interesting to see that Zambia has now also embarked on insect farming. That seems to be the future, given the growing urbanization and the growing population on the planet. So any questions for our excellent presenter from Entomo Farm?
So what's the main driver between the $5 difference in the price compared to your competitors?
Thanks for that question. So because we are using primarily food waste, which we are accessing for close to free in the sense that we're only paying for the transport, we are able to attain a more affordable price in this regard.
Okay.
And what do the competitors use?
They're using soybeans and things like maize bran, as well as wheat and barley.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
This the carbon story about how you can do that is I wonder. I mean, what does that look like in terms of scaling up? I don't know if you can go back to that slide in terms of attracting investors that are interested, particularly in SCT 13. I know Zambia has, as you know, has been one of the countries that's gone through the highest deforestation rate. So, but from your perspective, how big are the amounts moving forward?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Yeah, I'm just trying to see the numbers to see if that could be attractive for investors looking at addressing this issue of carbon CO2 emission. Okay, I would say that it's a pity that we had a venture capital fund from Zimbabwe with us, Mrs. Darena Wenters. I think your solution might actually be of interest to her. So I will share your because he was with us earlier today, but he could not stay for more than 1 hour.
Okay.
But I think that she might be interested in your solution. So I will share that with her afterwards.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions from participants, attendees? Okay. If that's not the case, I want to again thank our 2 presenters from Entomo Farm for your participation. We wish you good luck with the fundraising. And as I said, we had more than 15 investors showing interest in this event. They're not all with us right now, so they will get the recording. So hopefully some of those will follow up with you after they have seen your pitch online from the recording. Okay, so we'll move on. Time is running. So the 8th company is founded by Mrs. Carly Edwards from Ground Up Ghana. She's a business graduate from the Founder Institute in Ghana, which is run by Simon Turner. So Carly, sorry for being a little bit late in terms of the time schedule, but hope that you're still with us, and we very much look forward to hearing your pitch.
Yes, I'm here. It just started to rain, so can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you very well.
Great. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, now it's fine. So I'm starting the clock now. Go ahead.
Great. Hi, I'm Carly Edwards, founder and CEO of Ground Up Ghana, where we're creating ambitious food from forgotten crops. I've lived in Ghana for more than a decade running public health, community engagement, and nutritional food production projects across the country. I'm now harnessing this experience to build a food company that benefits rural communities and the environment. You've probably heard recently that over 60% of the world's calorie consumption comes from just 3 crops: rice, maize, and wheat. This lack of diversity in our food system puts us all at risk of food scarcity in these troubled times. War is affecting a major global breadbasket, and rising temperatures are reducing yields. But we don't need to rely on just these 3 crops. There are traditionally grown alternatives in West Africa that are healthier for people on the planet, and they taste. At Ground Up Ghana, we're relieving the stress of this global reliance on 3 crops by creating ambitious, nature-positive food ingredients and snacks from new processes and blends of these underutilized, climate-resilient crops. Our products diversify menus and fields and allow us to pay a fair trade price to majority female farmers who are using climate-friendly practices. Our customers are equally committed to our mission, remaining loyal customers and referring others who share a commitment to impact with their purchases. Our products include ready-to-cook bambara beans, a baking flour blend, and sweet and savory cookies. Our product line is ambitious, but evolves seamlessly from customer demand, team innovation, and the amazing taste of our raw ingredients. All of our superfood products are gluten-free and high in protein and nutrients. We're based in rural Ghana, piloting our products in Accra, while we work towards export to the United States, where the demand for ethical label and plant-based food products continues to increase, and companies with international connections are outperforming. Based on the success of companies with similarly placed products, we aim for an initial market opportunity of around $5 million in the United States launch region. Our go-to-market strategy includes piloting products at Ghana's premier eco-artisan market for feedback from a diverse audience for immediate iteration and improvement. With products at a strong development stage, we will conduct acceptability trials in the United States this year. Then we will meet potential customers at events to grow brand awareness and a pipeline of customers for online sales. We are targeting the United States as our first export market, as our products can be imported duty-free under the AGOA agreement. There are no language barriers, our team has a strong network there, and there's demand for ethical, unique food and gluten-free products. As a social enterprise targeting conscious consumers, building a strong brand on social media and engaging with our customers can help us grow. Therefore, our business model includes selling products at shops, cafes, and online, as well as direct to customers at pop-up markets and events. Monthly pop-up market test sales have been invaluable and aided us to identify at least 4 solid products that customers are returning to buy. Revenue doubled over our last 2 markets, and we have now reached more than 100 customers. We're developing partnerships with at least 5 strategically aligned entities, including rural NGOs, universities, and other small businesses based in Ghana. Our team has a strong background in food science and rural engagement, and several of us have a proven track record of success building and running an international standard food factory in Ghana for sale to the United Nations. After extensive R&D work on products, we secured a new site in March and are scaling up to small-scale commercial production. We've been working through our certificates and recently received our IPC certificate. We have scaling plans and phases depending on funding. We're looking for funding of $600,000 over 3 years for machines and construction of a facility that can produce 40 metric tons and has room growth. We're a social enterprise with a mission to create impact across sectors using the SDGs and the B Corp framework as guiding principles. Our focus on fair trade sourcing from small-scale female farmers aims to tackle hunger and reduce inequalities. We strive for greater than 60% female participation across every level and aspect of our operations. We champion diverse crops and regenerative agriculture and provide our customers with options to practice responsible consumption. Our dream is to grow a global brand of nature-positive foods that will enable a living income for female farmers, provide jobs to rural youth, and support biodiversity while creating a strong community vibe with our customers. We hope you'll join us in this ambitious mission to adapt to climate change while creating ethical global connections. Thank you.
I'm getting all hungry looking at your delicious products because I haven't had time to eat
Yes.
a lot today because of preparing this event. So thanks a lot for this excellent presentation. Any questions from the audience about this very, very interesting company that's growing out of the Founders Institute? So please introduce yourself if anyone has any questions. Okay, I was happy for once to see, since I'm doing a lot of work when it comes to impact measurement and management, to see that you're using the B Corp principles as guiding principles for your work. Is that also a kind of does it help you in your differentiation that you can use this B Corp label?
Yes, definitely. It's starting to be more known in the US, so I think that will be a great indicator. And it's much more all-encompassing than just, organic or fair trade, which will probably also do fair trade, but the B Corp shows that you're working on doing better practices in all aspects. So,
yeah. Also great to see how companies, export-oriented companies in Africa can take advantage of the AGOA. So that's
yes.
great to see that. As you know, the US is almost a continent. So you're looking for 5 million market. So are you starting as in some specific states within the US where there's a high concentration of diaspora from Ghana, or are you? How does that look like your entry? What is your entry point in the US?
Yes, it will definitely be a state. I'm going to do trials in Michigan, New York, and Massachusetts, see where it resonates with people. And it's not necessarily targeted at the Ghanaian diaspora in the US, but it's also something that will appeal to people that have had experiences in Ghana and in Africa. Maybe they studied abroad, or they went on a mission trip, or they funded their neighbor who went on a mission trip. Then when they hear about these products, it will be exciting to them and they'll want to check it out. And then they'll taste it and then they'll want to buy more.
Mm. And the facility that you are looking for money to construct, is that going to be close to Accra or close to an international airport, or where exactly is it located outside of Accra?
It will be located on the main highway between Accra and Kumasi, not in Accra. It'll be in more of a rural area. And that way we'll have the easy access to the airport and the port, but then also easy access getting our raw materials from the north of Ghana. And we'll be working with the local community and providing jobs in a rural area, which we're also excited about.
Yeah. I was just thinking about the Global River Center from Elizabeth Boy that we heard earlier this day, whether her
Yes.
center is going to be located close to. I could see some synergies between your two projects. So you might want to through the Entnest platform as to try to reconnect and see if there's a basis for you to collaborate.
I was just about to say, I think the more I listen now, I really get excited and positive about the collaboration and complementation opportunities, not just between the people and organizations, startups and scale-ups here, but there will be a number of other great opportunities. So again, I have posted in the chat box, there is the invitation link so that people can easily, Carly, for instance, you're very welcome, of course, to join and to make further connections and so on there. Great to see Dele, Gideon, and Priscilla, and many others already inside there. So that's excellent.
Yeah. And since Johan and I were based in Switzerland, so when can we expect to see your products in the shelves in Switzerland?
That's a few years off, but hopefully I can get some to you guys sooner.
Needs to be test quantities, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we look forward to that. Great. So I don't know if there's one last question from the audience. If not, I think this has a lot of promise. So we'll make sure that
I've
those
got a quick
investors who
question.
signed up were not here. Sorry, someone is saying anything?
Hi, it's Derek. I've just got a quick question. The US market is notoriously protective it's difficult even to import stuff from South America, Mexico, which is right next door, even Canada. There has to be special wheat concessions put in place. How easy will it be? I think it's a great idea. So I'm just playing devil's advocate here. How easy or difficult will it be to get the necessary approvals to import products, particularly from Africa, into the United States, both on a competition level and also on an origin level? Is it something you've looked into, or do you think that's going to be a problem, or it's not an issue?
We're still looking into it, but I'm not too worried about it because I know that my facility will be to the standard that's required. And there is the AGOA agreement, which is in a lot of different projects that are working on creating links between the US and manufacturing in Africa. So hopefully we'll be involved in those programs as well. And then they'll also support if there are any particular areas that are more difficult.
Okay.
But thanks for flagging it again. We'll start looking into it.
Okay, great. So thanks a lot for the presentation, and good luck with the fundraising. So Carly, and we look forward to continue to follow you as you grow your business. Okay, great. So we are now at the second last company. This company is the Post.N based in Lusaka, Zambia. This is a company that has been trained by BongoHive Technology Innovation Hub. The founder is Mrs. Chilekwe Banda. Are you with us, Mrs. Banda? Because I can't see her. Maybe yeah, we are a little bit behind schedule. So okay, so that means that the last speaker is actually a company from Congo DRC. So and we have allowed the speaker, or the founder, Mrs. Kevin Olebine, to present or do her pitch in French. So we're sorry for those of you who do not speak French. I hope that she's still with us. I know that she had some difficulties, Johan, accessing the Entnest platform. So I don't know if vous êtes là, Madame Olebine? Vous êtes là?
Je suis là. Je suis là. Je vous écoute.
Très bien. D'accord. Est-ce que vous avez besoin de... Vous êtes capable de mettre votre présentation sur...
J'avais besoin de l'aide pour partager. Je vous envoie par mail si vous pouvez m'aider à partager.
Okay, just a second. I will just find a presentation on my email. So, vous l'avez envoyé par quelle heure plus ou moins vous l'avez parce que
16 heures.
Vers 13 heures. D'accord. 16 heures, d'accord. Ah oui.
Bah, c'est en anglais.
Oui, ça, c'est pas un problème, hein, si vous voulez parler en anglais.
Je fais un peu derrière.
Vous l'avez envoyé à quel email? IPA ou un autre email?
I think she is actually sharing, but it looks like somebody's sharing some text and so on there. I don't know if she's on a mobile phone or on a laptop.
Vous êtes devant votre ordinateur?
Je suis on the mobile phone.
Un mobile phone. Ah, d'accord. Juste un instant. Je vois si je peux. Si vous l'envoyez à l'autre email. Je ne le vois pas sur mon 4IP group email. C'est un problème.
Non, votre mail personnel. Mail que j'ai.
OK. Ah oui, il est là. Oui, je le vois.
Mais
je le vois. C'est bon. Je l'ai trouvé.
Mais ce n'est pas très bon. Il y aura
Je l'ai trouvé. Hein. Juste donne-moi une minute pour l'ouvrir. Et puis, on peut y aller. Ça ouvre maintenant. Voilà. OK, je l'ouvre maintenant. Je vais partager mon écran. Okay, so it's no, not this one. No. Ah, qu'est-ce qui s'est passé là? Juste un instant. Ah oui, il est là. Ok, pardon. Je l'ai trouvé. Il y a trop de fenêtres qui sont ouvertes. Je n'ai pas d'être. Ok, voilà. Can everyone see the screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Happy family.
Okay, great. Alors, Mrs. Olibine, la parole est à vous pour 5 minutes. Allez-y.
C'est en anglais, c'est pas en anglais ou en français.
En anglais, peut-être si vous voulez faire en anglais, ce sera mieux parce que je pense que la plupart des gens ne comprennent pas le français.
D'accord.
La connexion est très très mauvaise, hein? On n'entend pas. Hein?
Allô, vous m'entendez?
Can you hear Johan? I hear very. I can't hear her voice.
Yeah,
C'est bon,
me neither. There's, I think, internet issues there.
c'est bon, vous m'entendez?
Un peu mieux là. Yeah, a little bit better. Try.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you better now. Speak close to the microphone so we can hear you. Go ahead.
Hello.
Oui. Si vous pouvez parler dans le microphone et parler fort
Hello.
pour qu'on puisse. Oui, allez-y.
My name is Kevin Origin. I'm CEO of People, and my English is not so good. I'm going to talk about African. African yogurt is produced by the cow milk. And do you know that several ingredients reactive loss everywhere process and production everywhere? There are too many foreign that situated. There is Western laws for the family and reinforcement. The condition to use the packaging can keep products over the contract. African Union can keep products over the contract. Our opportunity, according to the people, the DRC and everywhere 25 million students for the Malawi and Kinshasa and everywhere 2 million students. Kinshasa is our center. Our mission is we plan to set a high. The market is yes and 5 million available market. Available market and obtainable market is 1 million. Our target, we start on 2019. In 2019, we said 6,000, 210,000. In 2020, we said 4,000 liters, $40,000. In 2021, we said 5,000 liters, $218,000. Our business model, we have our own set point and to our customers. We are fortunate I'm a chief executive of SIIA, the financial need is 5,000, 20,000 for the my name is Kevin Origin. Thank you for this hour. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Oui, le son n'était pas très bon. J'ai essayé de vous suivre. Je pense que je suis un peu derrière vous. Um, so this is the team. Mrs. Kevin Musubibo, who was presenting, she's the CEO. And there's a commercial director, Gideon Mbwale, and a product manager, and Fiston Mulumba, who's a logistics manager. And then there's the slides on the financial needs. So you're looking for $500,000 of US, of which 40% will be used to covering the equipment, acquire new equipment, 40% for the operations, and 20% for the marketing. And the last slide shows your contact information with phone number and email. So I hope that the audience were able to at least get a good grasp of what this company is trying to achieve, despite the very poor connection we have down to Kinshasa in Congo DRC, which again shows you the sometimes very difficult business environment that the founders and the African entrepreneurs have to work under. But we got through the presentation, and if anyone has any questions, please go ahead. And you can ask the questions in English, huh? If and we have two solutions, or two founders today that are both addressing an important issue of milk, fresh milk, how to get fresh milk from the rural area into the increasing number of clients are living in the urban areas. So that is interesting, I would say. Two different solutions to the same problem. We don't have the person from Tanzania with us. Maybe he would want to ask some questions, since he's also planning to move into the Congolese market, since Congo has joined the East Africa Economic Community last month. So that should make it easier for both of you to move into Tanzania, and from Tanzania to DRC with these products. Any questions?
A quick one, Christian. Perhaps you'll be able to answer it for on behalf of the lady. So, what was the solution that she was actually offering? Because I think I missed that one.
Yeah, they had. I don't know. Were you able to see the slides on the screen or not?
I could. I understand the problem, but the solution I didn't quite get.
Yeah. So these are basically dairy products. Dairy products that they are producing. Yeah. So basically, what she's saying is that the solution is to use local transformation. Happy Family offers a standardized dairy products adapted to international standards, and the packaging allows the products to save well over the long term. So it's the kind of products that we find in Coop and Micro in the Swiss supermarkets, which is, I don't know about you, Johan. In Denmark, we always have fresh milk, but I'm always surprised that in France and Switzerland, they have this milk product that can last for months. So I guess this is a similar product.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So are there anyone that has any additional questions to Mrs. Kevin Olobinev from the Happy Family Group in Kinshasa? If not, I think, as I said, you should connect via Entnest with the founder from Tanzania to see whether there's even a basis for you to collaborate. It's two very big markets, and Congo DRC and Tanzania has some of the highest growth rate on the African continent. So I'm sure that the market is big enough for both of you. Okay, so unless I don't think we have seen Mrs. Chilekwe Banda coming back to us, so allow me to open up the floor to any general questions, either to Johan on the Entnest platform or to the 9 founders who are presenting today. Any last questions? I'm sorry, we are around 10 minutes behind schedule, but I'm happy that we still have people with us to the very end. That shows that what we are presenting today was quite useful, quite interesting.
Yeah, thank you so much for this. I have to go, but very, very clearly, I really hope that we can connect further with all the people in here, not just the speakers, but also the support organizations and the other participants. It's all about creating more synergies and collaboration and complementation together. And that's exactly what we're wanting to see happening through Entnest in a more trusted and invite-only environment. Again, you have the invitation link if you haven't used it yet in the chat. Feel free to download it, and hope to see you soon. I have to go, but this was
Thank you so much,
really
Johan, for
excellent.
your support. Very much appreciated. And we'll be in touch soon again.
Bye-bye.
And bye. So, Mbamo, are you there with us for a few concluding remarks? Don't know if you're there, Mbamo. If not, the only thing that remains to say on behalf of 4IP Group and Impactpreneur Africa Limited, we would like to thank all of the founders for the trust you gave in us in helping you to connect with our investor network. It's of course a little bit disappointing that not all of the investors that had expressed an interest in signing up for the event was there in real time. But as I said, we will share the recording tomorrow, not only with the investors that signed up for this quarterly e-pitching event, but also for those investors who signed up to the previous ones, and other impact investors that we know who are active in your business line and your sectors. Then in terms of the next activities within the Impact Investor Circle series, the next event will be after the summer break in September, where we'll focus on the role of institutional investors within the impact investing ecosystem, with a particular focus on Switzerland, Nigeria, and in Zambia. So both in Nigeria and Zambia, they are in a process of working towards, they have the regulation and legislation in place that allow pension funds to invest into local venture capital funds. But it's actually only in Ghana that this has happened in the past. Sorry, that's Johan. Yeah, Johan, we're not finished yet. Just give me a moment to conclude. And then in October, we are starting our 5th editions of the Impact Investor Series with a focus in Kenya. First focusing on the impact investing ecosystem, and then we will allow some of the leading market enablers in Kenya to present the important work they're doing in order to build a pipeline of investment-ready startups and early-stage companies. And then the last event will be, of course, to connect some of their graduates with impact investors, as we have been trying to do during the 4th series. So for those of you who would want to have a copy of the recording, it will be uploaded on our YouTube channels, 4IP Group's YouTube channel. And if the investors, you would like to reach out to the founders, we have signed a financial services agreement with each of the founders who are pitching today. So please reach out to either myself or my colleague, Mrs. Chama, if you would like to see the pitch deck, and if you would like to get connected with the 9 founders who are pitching their solutions today. So with these words, I would like to conclude today's event and thank everyone for your participation. And again, wishing the founders good luck in your continued growth and in your fundraising process. And we look forward to continue engaging with you through the Entnest platform, or for those of you who are interested in our ESG toolkit that will help you to transition towards becoming an impact enterprise, and to showcase how you actually are contributing to sustainable development through SDG outcomes as measured through some of the metrics that's coming through the SDG system. So thank you so much. Have a good evening and all the best until we meet again.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Goodbye. Okay, so let me stop the recording. Stop recording.